Hello, I am the
Oh,
cool
damn.
cross. Oh wait, wrong person.
No.
Oh no, I've got the corona.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
Shit,
Oh,
get away
Put
from
your
us.
masks on, everyone.
Alright.
Next
There you
episode, we'll be wearing face masks.
Oh no.
Well,
The
should
next
have been doing
episode,
that.
we'll be in hospital beds.
Yeah,
Should have been doing that before.
Oh, wow.
But yeah.
it's fine. We're part of WWE company. We don't have to do
Well, Will, you're gonna get sick, but Stu's not. He's like face buried in a glass. He's
that.
safe.
Stu's got
Oh.
alcohol. It's a natural antibiotic.
Alcohol resistance. Yeah.
But yeah, this is the return of us three reviewing WWE pay-per-views. And in this
Yeah.
installment, we're doing the Elimination Chamber that used to be kind of cool gimmick match, and now it's its own pay-per-view that, well, we'll get onto that as a pay-per-view, what it is.
Does that mean they're running out of ideas?
Yes, basically, yeah. So, weirdly enough, NXT, which is the training wrestling company before you come to the big league wrestling of WWE, they're stealing all the old pay-per-view names for their pay-per-view. So, like last week, it was like Vengeance Day, which is an old pay-per-view name. They had like American Bash and all these, and it's like, just use these names on the main roster. Basically, what we used to do is we used to have a pay-per-view name like SummerSlam. Like, that's still a pay-per-view name now. And then there used to be like a gimmick match in that pay-per-view. Like, there was like a cage match or a tables match or whatever. But now, you can only have a tables match at Tables, Ladders and Chairs pay-per-view.
Okay.
Which is stupid.
That's severely limiting, you know,
Yeah,
if you
and
want
that's-
to do
yeah.
those things up.
Oh shit! It's the tables and chairs match.
That
They
was in
just sit
December
there.
and you didn't want to watch that pay-per-view.
They don't even wrestle. They just sit there and have a cup of tea
Yeah,
and,
pretty much.
and just have a chat.
Oh, to be fair, they had a kind of cool one where Roman Reigns had a pile of chairs landed on him because they were like, had this thing on the entrance bit where they had this like sort of wire of chairs just dangling off the ceiling. So this wrestler just pulled the cord and just all the chairs came falling onto Roman Reigns' body. It's quite funny.
Jesus. Alright.
So, yeah. As always, they had the terrible kick-off show thing, like match of the day, but less cool.
Yeah.
Where we have a female host with, I can never remember her name. But then there was Booker T, JBL, and that weird ESPN guy, which I never understand why he's there. So
He's there to talk about sports.
they talked non-stop for about almost an hour, but there was a match in between said chatting.
Yeah, that was really random. Like, I've never seen them do that before in the pre-show. They just had...
Yeah. Well,
weird
the match
matches.
had started when I went off to take my takeaway box to the bin, so... And then I came back, I was like, what, there's a match?
Do you know
Yeah,
what?
me and Cross were there, and we were just really confused why there was just suddenly a match for shit as it started.
Well,
but,
yeah,
no.
I figured out afterwards the match was determined who was going to face Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle for the United States Championship.
Mhm.
So
So who won that?
in that match, it was John Morrison was the winner. So the contestants in this match were let me get the match card up. So yeah, we had oh shit, this is in the wrong order. Yep. So we had John Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
We had Mustafa Ali, who is part of a faction called Retribution, because apparently they all felt like they were being mistreated by the company. That faction was dead from the start of the storyline.
Really?
Yeah, but they just haven't done anything with them really. Like every match they've ever had, they've pretty much lost.
It is kind of awkward when you're like, oh yeah, we hate the company we work for, and the company you work for has to then make that into a story about dabbing on themselves,
Well,
essentially.
it started off kind of cool, because they started off like there was this hacker that was hacking all the computer screens and stuff and putting random things on it, like random speeches and stuff on the screen saying WWE's time will come and all this stuff. And like, oh, that was kind of cool. But then they just turned it into like this weird masked gimmick faction. So yeah, there was also Elias in the match, who's like the Katara guy. And who else does? Oh, Ricochet, who's like, he's like, trying to think of how to describe him. He's very athletic, like he's like the sort of person you'd see in like Street Fighter sort of thing.
Okay,
he's
so
like,
he's just weirdly proportioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you look at the images I've sent you, Ricochet is the one in red, I believe. Yeah, one in red.
Yeah, that might be him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's at the top. Is it called Ricochet? So yeah,
Yeah,
he did some cool flippy things. So I actually did take a screenshot of when he was jumping off the ropes and landing into Mustafa Ali and Elias. That was kind of a cool move he did. Other than that, it was a pretty rubbish match. They were just I don't like fatal 4-way matches because you can't focus on one wrestler because there's just too much going on.
Yeah, no, I barely remember anything from it because it was like I was getting my drinks and food ready and all that stuff while all the preamble stuff was going on, so I kind of missed half of it and was like, what the hell's going on?
The most exciting thing was like towards the end when John Morrison just did a sneaky roll-up pin and then won.
Yeah, to be honest, out of all those wrestlers, John Morrison's the only one who has a bit of history and experience, it seems, or at least.
Well, yeah, he's been
compared to everyone else.
Trying to think, he's been since the ECW era, so early 2000s.
It's not surprising they picked him as the winner.
Yeah. So yeah, he won the match, which gave him the shot for the United States Championship against Bobby Lashley, and Matt Riddle was also in the match. Basically, they had to find a replacement for Keith Lee because Keith Lee wasn't able to do the match, so they had to find a replacement. So yeah, that was that match, and then after that trauma, the main pay-per-view began, and the first match was the Elimination Chamber to decide who will face Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And within 5 minutes of it, oh no, it wasn't even 5 minutes, within like 2 minutes, Stu would like, I need to go read a book or something. You were just fed up of it already.
Yeah, well, first of all, let's talk about who was actually in this match. So we have Kevin Owens, King Corbin.
King Corbin was in this match. Hang on, give me a second.
Sheamus? No, Sheamus is in the other one.
Give me a sec. Yeah, there was Sheamus, King Corbin, Kevin Owens. There was Jey Uso, and who else am I missing? Jey Uso. Kingston? Oh, Sami Zayn. Kingston was in the other one.
All right.
So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Here's the lineup.
I at least predicted the winners of all the matches.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I want to get that out of the way. So you brought screenshots up. We all, when we were watching this, made predictions just before the match started of who we thought would win. I picked Kevin Owens, and I think you two also picked Kevin Owens.
I picked Kevin Owens too because I thought he was going to win. Yeah. Oh no, I picked Cesaro. I picked Cesaro because I thought Cesaro was going to win.
I successfully picked 2 of the winners.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I don't think I successfully picked a single winner, which makes a change for me.
Let's talk about the match itself. It was a very boring Elimination Chamber, honestly, from my perspective.
Not really bored. I wondered if I was doing something else.
Yeah, a lot of us were just wandering off doing something else while this was going on in the background, and that was how boring it was. I think part of the problem was there was no real huge star, I guess, in the match. I mean, there's a few alright wrestlers in there that've been around for a bit, but I think there was nothing special. They were all kind of the same build, the similar sort of guy doing the similar sort of stuff.
It was just all the mech guys all fighting.
Something interesting. I've just noticed all 6 members are all from developmental.
Yeah.
Which actually makes a change. Usually you get like an old timer with them.
That's what I mean. I think an old timer would have spiced things up a bit, but they all come from a similar stock. They're all the similar age, they're all a similar build, and it was so
quite ironic though, because this Elimination Chamber has all developmental, new upcomers. The next Elimination Chamber has all the old wrestlers that have been wrestling for years.
All the old men.
Yeah, basically.
So it's an interesting way of theming it, I suppose, but this one was definitely worse. Than,
There was a
we'll
cou-
get to the next
There was a
one.
couple of cool spots in it, like
Yeah.
when Sami Zayn came out, he was like, "Oh, Kevin, let's team up. We need to team up. We're best friends and all this." And Kevin was like, "Yeah, okay." So Sami started getting him a ring, and then Kevin Owens just slammed him into the
Oh, that's
cell.
the thing we should mention. So, in Elimination Chamber matches, they do this thing where they shit talk each other inside the box, and it's really bizarre and weird. And I'm like, why are you doing this? It's not funny. It's
That's
not
because
entertaining.
there's a glass. Well, they say it's glass.
It
It's
doesn't get you
plastic.
hyped. You're just like, what are you doing? Just focus on on your game.
It's just perspex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, that was hilarious as well. Before the match, they said that the cell weighed 200,000 pounds.
It's something ridiculous. No,
All the building.
like you need a crane to lift that, but they didn't have a crane.
Well, they
Well,
do
they
lift
didn't have
it.
like a motor, like
They
a proper
lift
builder.
it in the air once the match is over, so they have something to lift it. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
what.
they have like a pulley or some sort of system.
Yeah, I think
but
they
not,
have exaggerated
like, a
the weight.
motorized crane.
It's probably the same thing as the steel steps, which are literally
Yes, but-
aluminium. And
Oh, yeah.
The as you said, the military grade ballistic glass, which is actually just perspex.
Plastic, yeah.
It's the Corona
Well-
stuff.
Yeah.
Corona barriers. Yeah,
If when you look at the actual cell, hang on, I will send the photo.
they were socially distancing.
Well,
before
yeah,
the
they were socially
match.
distanced, but also like when you actually look at
And
the.
that's how wrestling happens now. You have to be in your box.
Yeah, like if you actually look at the actual cell structure, like the chains are meant to be like proper metal, but there's rubber padding over the chains, so it doesn't hurt anybody.
Oh yeah, I
Just-
can see it now.
Because
What
like
the hell?
back in the day, they actually used to be just like iron chains, but now it's plastic covering, like rubber plastic covering stuff.
Yeah, I can see it.
They were probably zinc chains with plastic enamel on them
Yeah,
back in the day, and now they're probably just like plastic chains with rubber.
yeah. Like people used to
Oh,
like climb them and stuff, and now they don't bother. So
Yeah, it kind of lost.
It's probably
some of
because
its
they're
charm.
plastic in the break.
yeah.
Yeah, it kind of lost some of its charm. The
So-
new cages. and stuff.
To our surprise, all of us were wrong, and Daniel Bryan won the match.
Yeah.
Which was nice because he hasn't had a
I
title
mean,
match
it
for
was
a while.
you could kind of predict it once it started because he goes ass beat in the first opening parts of the
yeah.
match, and he was lying there wounded. But then he made the underdog comeback. Oh shit, he got it. He pulled through.
Yeah, but then the annoying thing is because he won the match and he had a title match, Roman decided to come straight out and have that match.
So the lone wolf came out.
The lone wolf.
And was
Wow,
being all
he has
fucking
many
idiot.
titles. You see, Cross. He
The
has.
head of the table.
He's the head of the table. He's the lone wolf. He's the big dog.
Is he called the big? Dog?
Yeah.
That is a
Every
dumb name.
time he
Oh.
comes to the ring, Michael Cole just shouts, "It's the big dog!"
Oh my god, that's so horrible.
And
Oh yeah,
then-
there he is,
there
your
we are.
man. With Paul Heyman, his little shadow says
Yeah.
nothing anymore. It's so.
Well,
fucking
he used
creepy.
to. back
His
in the
little
day.
graplet that just
Nice.
follows him everywhere.
It's so bad. It's such a waste of Paul Heyman just sitting there not saying anything.
Yeah, like I
Even
thought.
all the like artwork had him creepily in the background. It's just weird.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the? Did it load the one where like he puts his title in there and all the fireworks explode in the background? Oh, that one hasn't loaded up. Hang on.
Yeah, well,
Here we go. That one.
he does his edgy man walk down to the ring,
There we go.
and then once Daniel Bryan goes for the kind of Hail Mary,
Yeah.
I'll jump him
Oh.
straight away and try and choke him out before he.
No, Stu, you're
retaliate.
missing the most important bit. So Daniel Bryan was on the floor holding his leg, going, "I can't compete. My leg hurts so much." And then as
Yeah.
soon as the match begins, he's fine. Nothing wrong with him.
Well, yeah, that's just a given,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Roman goes to go for a spear, and then Daniel Bryan reverses and puts him into like whatever it's called, the yes
grab
lock or
his
whatever. A
mouth
submission move, yeah.
Yeah,
And like
on the floor.
yeah, like
He goes for the alpha strike straight away because
Yeah,
he knows,
basically.
I've got to get him out quickly.
but then Roman's just like, I'm not having any of this. Uses his like robotic muscle that like he's like the Terminator at this point.
Oh, it was so
Just
it was so
rips his
cringe looking,
arms
yeah.
apart and like right.
He made this I don't know if you got a screenshot. But he makes this weird, like, twisting expression on his face, and he
Yeah,
breaks down.
I've got that. Hang on.
Oh, when he's hulking out or some shit.
Yeah,
Like, is that what
Yeah.
it looks so stupid.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh no, that's the wrong one.
It doesn't matter too much. You remember it anyway.
There you
'cause
go.
It looks so
This one.
goofy.
Roman Reigns, aka Cullen, the Samoan.
Yeah, that bit.
Yeah, that one. So yeah,
And they just turned around.
and then he
beat him
starts
up.
beating the crap out of him. And I can't even remember what moves he does. I think he just beats him. Oh, knocks him out eventually. He puts him in a chokehold and just knocks him out, and he wins the match. But then, out of nowhere, Edge comes out of nowhere, spears
It
him.
spears him out of nowhere.
Edge out of nowhere, and then he, like, that's his thing of him saying, "Yes, I'm gonna pick you to face at WrestleMania." So now
Yeah.
we've got that to look forward to.
So,
I guess.
Roman Reigns retains the title, and
Yeah.
then Edge is all like, "Oh me, I'm even edgier than you, Lone Wolf.
Yeah.
I'm gonna out edge you at
He's
WrestleMania." It's gonna be
the,
grand.
can't even remember what his nickname is. Like he's the rated R superstar member or something else.
Yeah.
I think I cut myself on a bit of that edge. Oh no.
Oh
yeah.
damn.
So overall, it was kind of a lame, boring match, and it was ultimately pointless because you set up this guy, Daniel Bryan, to, win the title, but then you immediately kick his ass straight away. It's like, oh, you gotta have the title match right now after you've just exerted yourself in the chamber, so
That's because of the whole
the tension
heel
just
gimmick.
evaporates.
Well, normally, if they're gonna do that storyline thing where the winner takes on the champion in the same night, they put a couple matches in between. Normally,
Mm-hmm.
but no, not with
Yep,
Roman Reigns.
not straight away. Yeah, Jesus. That
Like
was so bad.
Daniel Bryan did this at WrestleMania 30. Like Triple H was like, "You're gonna face me, and if you beat me, then you can have a title match." So they put their match on first at the beginning of the pay-per-view, and then the main event when he was at the title match was at the end of the night, so he had time
The
to
beginning
rest.
and the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So yeah,
Any thoughts, Cross?
I was just amazed that what the first match was like. What, like over an hour long?
Oh, yeah.
it was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
long.
It was
It was
50.
so
I think it was
long.
54 minutes.
And then the second match, and Roman comes out. Like the majority of that was just Roman just entering, and then
This is the longest entrance ever. Yeah.
it's like fucking 30 minutes of him just walking to the ring every fucking time.
He
With
does
Paul
have a
Heyman.
very slow walk when he comes to the ring, to be fair.
So I think he's just like,
Like, he's
you know-
watched Undertaker too many times and thought, yes, this is the right speed to walk down
No,
to the
he
ring.
just doesn't have the confidence, so he's like psyching himself up.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
he-
Yeah,
He
but
was
have
just
you not
super
seen the
nervous.
face he does when he's walking down? He's like the most serious human being alive.
yeah, he's listening to all the Boo Earnses in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, because
The,
everyone.
the,
fucking
the
knows
fake
it.
audience noise, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone fucking
piped
does it
in,
these
yeah.
days.
So,
I
yeah.
like how they're a fake audience, but the fake audience still boos him.
Yeah. That's because WWE want you to boo him.
I don't think they want. No, they want you to like him, but
No,
the
'cause he's a
problem
heel,
is
so you have to dislike him.
no, but they hate it. We talked about this last time. They hate him. They hated him when he was a face when he first turned
Yeah.
up as well.
We just don't like Roman
But,
Reigns.
but they also hate him as a heel, so it doesn't work.
I don't
Wait,
care who he is.
Yeah, he's still shit.
He's the
where
big
they need to
dog.
fix him. They need to fix
he's
him.
not.
with-
He's just a fucking prick who just takes Edgy and Chad, and it's like, no, cut that shit out. I might actually respect you.
Well,
Yeah, if he had a bit more
the
humility,
problem-
and wasn't
the
just an
problem is,
edgy
Cross,
boy all the time.
because he's related to The Rock, he has immunity from being fired
The
or
Rock
anything.
kick his ass.
So,
Well,
after that,
they need to do something about it because it's getting ridiculous. For the
Yeah.
past 2 years, they've had him on, and he's still the same edgy piece of shit. And no one likes him.
yeah. So after that dilemma, we had, we had Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle and John Morrison in the three-way for the
Yeah.
United States Championship.
Sorry, I just had an idea.
Yeah,
Can you imagine like Christmas at the Rock family residence?
about
Oh,
being
God.
horrible.
Yeah, like they all do their entrances and they all get sick of it coming
Roman
out.
Reigns is still walking now after like 12 hours.
They've already finished
Dinner's
dinner,
cold.
still coming in. Sorry, I'm derailed.
Oh, can we have Christmas dinner yet, Mr. Rock? And it's like, no, child, Roman is still coming.
You know,
For 20 minutes.
now that you've brought up those screenshots, all three of these guys have like good entrances. Now that I look at them, like
I really don't like Riddle.
I don't like Matt Riddle's,
No.
but you know he's a bit.
Yeah,
but the other two are alright.
Yeah,
you
Bobby
know,
Lashley's just fine, and John Morrison's thing has been the same since the beginning. Like he does a
Yeah,
slow
but
mo
it
thing
works.
with pyro.
You know, it's
Yeah.
just me and my shades and my trench coat. You know, it's like
I have my notes here in front of me. I think it was
Oh.
Bobby Ashley. I had my
Okay.
money on for this match.
yes.
I
I also had,
I
Bobby
picked
Lashley.
Bobby too. We all three of us picked Bobby.
and we all lost.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
So yeah, in this match, it was a bit like a lot of the match was just Bobby Lashley beating the crap out of everybody.
Yeah, it was a bit one-sided, and that's why we were all like, "Yeah, Bobby's gonna win. He's obviously the bigger guy here and can.
Also,
He's a
That's
better
why
record."
I had
Yeah.
put my money on him because like I picked all the people before the match because
that
I
face
wanted
tells you all you need to know.
Well, like he looks like the most capable in a fight, and that's why I was like, no, my money's on that guy because he looks like he'd just wreck everyone.
Mm-hmm. The other two are just too kind of. Don't want to say they're weak, but they just look very kind of lean. Like they're probably all right, but you know, I mean, it's all fake anyway. It's not a proper fight, but
Yeah.
in terms of aesthetic, yeah, Bobby looks like he'd wreck them all. Like,
Oh yeah.
To be honest, that's been the main thing that's really annoyed me about me showing you the wrestling stuff is that I can tell when it's not real. It's really annoying.
yeah, no, it's one of those things. After a while, you kind of you don't look so much at the fight, but you look at the emotions of the crowd and all that kind of stuff, the showmanship of it, where oh yeah, he's gonna fucking kick his ass, isn't he? It's like that kind of.
Oh yeah, I
It's the
forgot
pathos of
about
it, yeah, that you kind of enjoy more than the actual fighting. Like,
the ambiance.
Yeah.
You know?
So then we got
that's
to,
where the coolness of it comes in.
so we got to the point where like Bobby Lashley was sort of getting a beat down where like Matt Riddle and John Morrison sort of teamed up a bit, and then they started beating each other up, and then MVP started chatting shit to John Morrison. I can't remember exactly what he was saying. Oh, that's it. John Morrison did a move and tried to pin him. Bobby Lashley chucked him off him like on the 2 count, and MVP was like, "Oh, you really think that move was gonna knock him out and stuff like this?" And so John Morrison came outside the ring, grabbed the crutch off him, and threatened to beat him up with the crutch.
It was so
And then
weird.
also, it turns out MVP didn't need the crutch because he was standing just fine without the crutch.
Wrestling is so fake.
Yeah.
And then
the
he
ref
decided,
was like, no, don't hit him with the
yeah, he
crutch."
was like, don't hit him with the
Don't do
crutch.
it.
So John Morrison came in the ring to whack Bobby Lashley with the crutch. And then Bobby Lashley stopped him. And then Matt Riddle came out of nowhere with the crutch, whacked Bobby Lashley in the back with the crutch, and then did his finisher and then won.
And somehow the ref didn't DQ him for hitting him
Oh,
with
I
the
found out
crutch.
why, because apparently in WWE they've changed their triple threat rules, so triple threat matches are no disqualification.
What? When did that happen?
That's what I wondered, so I googled
Like,
it.
matches always are DQ unless it's a
Well,
special type of match.
When I
Like,
googled it, apparently they changed the rules in 2018.
what?
Yep.
Maybe they realized that they need weapons to make it more spicy or
Probably.
something. I don't know.
I'd forgot about that rule, to be fair. So,
'Cause
with them
that's
rules,
stupid,
though,
though,
I'd
'cause
use
the
a weapon
weapon-
all the time.
Like, the weapon is there to be like, oh shit, is he actually going to fucking hurt him with that thing? You know, it's
Yeah.
there to kind of throw in a bit of a wild card and make things more serious. But if they just do all the time now, then it kind of loses its.
Oh, also,
thing.
if you look
Punch.
at the crutch after he whacked him with the crutch bends, so it's clearly not a real crutch.
Yeah.
It's made of like paper.
Yeah.
It's probably PVC.
Probably.
It looks like it's made from aluminium, but
Yeah.
it could be like PVC or something.
Yeah, like those weapons never actually hurt, but it's just
Oh,
the
no.
suggestion in your mind that, oh, fuck, you
Yeah.
know, you might
Oh,
actually get
shit.
hurt. Yeah.
The bottom part of that crutch looks like aluminium, but the top part looks like it's rubber.
Probably
Yeah.
is.
It's probably a
But-
half crutch.
But yeah, they did kind of throw us a curveball here. Matt Riddle won
Yeah.
by a fluke, and
Yeah.
we were all like, "Oh shit, okay," you know, that was surprising.
Yeah.
So that was
The best
alright.
thing where he put the title around his neck and went down to the ring and just went, bro.
Oh god, yeah, where he does California man thing. Yeah.
Love.
Shock.
Bruh.
Shock.
Yeah. And then at this point, we were like, this has to get better. This pay-per-view has to get better. So
That match was marginally better. Like I'd give it a 6, maybe.
Yeah.
It was okay. Mainly because the twist at the end was kind of funny. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we had the women's match, which is always Cross
Oh
Stu's
Jesus!
favorite.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's Ace of Spades and what's her face?
Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, current
Nia
champions,
Jax.
versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, the winner of the Royal Rumble. She still hasn't chose who she's going to face at WrestleMania yet, whether it's going to be Asuka or Sasha Banks yet.
So
My bet was on Sasha Banks and what's her face because they've been winning a lot of the things lately,
Yeah.
and she is the pet child because of the Star Wars bullshit.
Uh-huh.
mhm.
So I thought that she was going to win because of that. I was wrong.
Well, you see,
Yeah.
Nia Jax broke her hole last week, so
Right.
they
Well-
needed something to make her look good.
So yeah, Will also voted, I think, for Sasha's team. I actually voted
Yeah.
for Nia, and yeah, I got a point here finally.
What I believe I said was,
I'm the only person that got a point.
I believe I said was, I hate Sasha, but I want her to win.
Yeah. Yeah, I voted it purely on who I think was actually going to win, and yeah, it was Nia.
Yeah.
But
Well,
let's unpack this. Once again, are we going to criticize their entrances? Because we seem to do this
I
with
mean-
female wrestlers a lot.
You can if you want.
So,
Why? What was
Well-
wrong with their entrances?
Nia and Ace of Spades, as we call her, was
They
fine.
they
Like,
just
that
came
was
out ready for battle, basically.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
did.
The other two just acted so weirdly, like really obnoxiously, just like shaking their stuff. And, oh god, it was
Yeah.
really bad.
Well,
shit.
Bianca Belair likes to whip her hair around, don't she? So
Yeah, that got really
She's
annoying. I was like, stop playing me.
yeah, behaving like strippers. It was weird.
Yeah.
well,
Um,
that's how Vince wanted them to act back in the 90s and early 2000s. So that tradition just sort of lingers on ever so often.
well, they're the ones that are choosing to do it. So
Yeah.
the other two didn't do it.
Yeah. So we
But what happened? Because a lot of weird stuff happened in this.
Well,
match.
it started.
yeah.
It started off with Nia Jax and Bianca Belair just in like constantly trying to grapple each other, and Nia Jax was just like flinging her around, and then Nia Jax got pinned in the corner quite a bit, so it was constantly just Bianca and Sasha tagging each other in and trying to sort of like weaken Nia. Nia
Mhm.
eventually tagged in Shayna
Ace of
Baszler.
Spades.
Ace of Spades. We'll just call her Ace of Spades from now on. Tagged in Ace of Spades, and then I actually don't know what actually happened, but you said that somebody did something to Shayna to piss her
They
off.
broke, well, her Ace of Spades' wrist or neck. No, it was the whiplash from her neck.
Oh, okay.
What's the girl with the long hair? Like
Bianca. Yeah.
I think it was Bianca. Did some sort of weird move where she landed her on her neck or something.
Okay.
That was really dangerous. put it
And
that
she flinched like right and started touching her neck, and you could tell, yeah, no, that
way. You
hurt.
could tell she actually injured because even the ref checked,
Yeah.
but the fight continued.
I think he okayed it because he was like, it's not actually that bad, but yeah.
As long as
She's able to move, so it's fine. But like I think she might have said, "Oh, I'm fine," as in,
I'll
when
carry
you
on.
you
Yeah.
trip and you scratch your knee and you're like, "Oh no, I'm grand," but you might be in pain. I think that's what he thought was going on, and he continued the match. But from that point on, you could tell that it didn't seem scripted anymore.
Yeah, and it was weird because Ace of Spades basically got her ass beat for the next few minutes by the both of them while Naya was,
Yeah.
I don't know, doing something else.
She
So it
was
was kind of,
probably repairing her
was-
arse.
Consuming McDonald's in the corner.
it was just like, oh, my hole. Like, oh
Yeah.
no, it's sore.
Oh god, let's not get into
It's
that,
still
but,
raw.
Yeah.
So then there's the bit where it looked like Nia and Shayna were actually. No, it looks like Sasha and Bianca were actually going to win. And then I can't remember what the guy's name is.
You're forgetting. Hold on.
What?
We'll get to that. We're missing something.
getting
So,
like a part in the middle, yeah.
yeah, the bit in the middle during the fight with Ace of Spades and the other two,
Yeah.
it got really vicious.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think partly because Ace of Spades was in a bit of pain
Mm-hmm.
and she
Because
wanted
Nia
to
knows
lash
that
out
and
because they
intervened.
actually
Yeah.
kind of fucked up, and then she started going a bit more off script. I think the other two just kind of fueled that and kept going off script themselves,
yeah.
and it got really wild. And you could tell the ref was getting sick of this because he knew this was
Oh
going to
yeah,
be
he's
dangerous.
constantly trying to
He was
break
trying
him
to
up.
end the fight, and like anytime they would go down, he was trying to count really quickly, but they
But they
were
kept kicking
Well,
out.
The
Yeah.
problem was because he was a male referee, he wasn't allowed to touch the women, so he couldn't actually break them up when they were scrapping. So they needed a
Yeah,
female
it
ref there
was-
really to break them up.
That's the thing, they've never really had female refs until recently. I think they've only got the one, maybe two.
They've got 3, I think, but we very rarely
Yeah.
use them.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
strange.
one of them featured in the next chamber. If
Yeah,
you
we'll
remember
get to her in a
correctly.
minute.
She
Yeah,
was probably on her tea break, so she wasn't available
Probably.
for that.
yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah, this match went on for a bit and it just got more and more wild. And then what's his face came out
I
randomly.
can't remember his
Oh, yeah.
name. He's like some sort of weird, like.
Guy with dread with
Well,
locks.
the funny thing
dreadlocks,
is,
yeah,
he's like half French, half Jamaican accent, and then his name, like, sort of suggests he's from England. So I'm
he
confused.
might be like Haitian or something. He's like,
Yeah.
because
Well,
Haitians
Jamaican.
are French, aren't they? Or is that I think
I
something
can't,
else?
I can't remember what his name was, but like he was like, "Oh, Sasa, I got some champagne for you," and stuff. And she's like, "I don't want champagne." And then the ref was like, "Whoa, what you do, Sasa? Don't use the
Yeah.
champagne bottle."
So what happened was he handed Sasha a bottle of champagne, and you could tell that Sasha was thinking about hitting. Was it Naya?
I
It was
don't
either
know.
Naya or Ace, yeah. With it.
Yeah, because you could see in her face that moment where she's thinking about it. Because I think that was a real bottle of champagne.
I,
like a
I
Yeah.
certainly don't know.
Because the ref, as soon as he spotted it, dove for it.
Yeah.
And snatched out and he got really pissed. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're not allowed this. Like, fuck off."
Oh, she was like, "I wasn't gonna use it." He goes, "Yeah, you weren't, Sasa." I was like, "Whoa, okay, calm
Yeah,
down,
it's
mate.
like-
Calm down."
No, he knows her too well.
He's like,
He turned into a Karen just. And then,
well,
so-
he was the manager, so yeah.
No, you could tell that was a real thing that happened.
Yeah.
Just by how quick he reacted to that.
Yeah, but because that happened, it distracted Sasa, so Nia Jax sort of did her big Samoan backdrop thing that she does and crushes Sasa and got the pin and won.
Yep.
We just sat on
And,
Yeah.
and that was that, and I got the only point thus far by
Yeah.
saying that it would win.
But yeah,
I was only half
I thought it was
expecting
really
it, but-
terrible ending for that match.
I think overall, because the match was
It was feisty in the middle.
it was interesting because of what the drama that was going on, so I'd give it
Yeah.
a 7 or so at least. That was the more interesting match.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is-
Weirdly enough, yeah. Mainly because, like Cross said, the women seem to actually fight more in a lot of these matches. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
there seems to be like legit rivalries between them.
Yes,
yeah.
because we don't get
Yeah.
along backstage, probably.
Well, the women. So
Yeah.
happens.
Oof,
Okay, well,
damn son.
that's Cross's opinion.
There we go.
If someone wants to try and convince me that women are not naturally competitive, then go
Oh, I'm
ahead.
not saying they're not. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's your opinion.
It's a 2021.
I'm
It's a
not.
brave
Yeah,
2021 opinion. To
I
have,
don't
put it
want
that way.
any angry Karens after me for the
Yeah.
comments that you make.
I mean, they can do what they want.
Yeah,
fine.
well, send all your
So-
complaints to Will.
So
and-
Will, yeah.
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 Oh,
Go
so
back.
before I mention the next match, I want to mention this hilarious backstage thing that happened with The Miz, where Bad Bunny and The Miz were just like talking crap to each other. Bad Bunny slaps him in the face.
Hang on, you need to specify. You mean Bad Bunny the rapper, not Bad Bunny the
Yeah,
fucking
Bad
tweet.
Bunny the rapper. Bad Bunny the rapper slaps The Miz in the face. The Miz turns around to react to it, and then Bad Bunny's like disappeared, and there's this huge, gigantic wrestler just standing there, and The Miz is just like,
Who's like his buddy,
yeah.
He's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this.
It's some weird
Fine.
fake drama thing that's really annoying.
Yeah.
I had no interest in that.
It's because they
Hey,
like
it was
to
utterly
bring celebrities
pointless.
to the company, get publicity.
It's just fucking put on. It's
Also, they keep saying that he's this huge American rapper. Guess what nation he's from?
Brazil.
No, he's from what's the one with P? It's in South America anyway.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, that's one. Yeah, he's Puerto Rican. That's not American. It's not in this. It's not.
That's a protectorate of America.
Is it?
Yeah.
It doesn't classify as a state of America though.
You can apply for American citizenship.
I wouldn't classify him as American though.
I wouldn't either, but it's, he has the connections to get into America easily, so.
You're able to apply for American citizenship that way. So.
But yeah, for some reason Asuka was meant to have a match but wasn't. That got cancelled for some reason. So
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
That got so we got straight away to the main event of the night, which we had
Oh,
Big
God.
Daddy Drew McIntyre.
No, you.
I had my money on Drew
Yeah,
for this because Drew had been losing a bit of matches for a while, but then he also been winning a bit.
yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah, he
I
went
look-
back and forth a bit.
and I was like, I think he's gonna be the Chad because, like, I don't know who any of the others are, and they're gonna want him
So
to-
we had Drew,
Yeah.
AJ Styles,
Yeah.
Kofi Kingston,
Yeah,
Sheamus,
yeah.
Jeff Hardy for
Yeah.
some reason, and Randy Orton. So these are all really old veteran
Yeah.
wrestlers.
Like I said, like one elimination chamber has all the newbies, one elimination chamber has all the old geezers. So
Yep.
they're gonna beat each other with their fucking Zimmer frames.
yeah, pretty much. Also, AJ Styles is accompanied by Olmus, or whatever his name is, the big gigantic giant of a bodyguard. Oh, funny
Yeah,
enough,
I
Stu,
like
I
him.
need to show you this clip from last night on Raw. He picked up Ricochet and chucked him like he was a teddy bear.
Oh
It
god.
was hilarious.
All right.
So yeah, this was a long match as well. When I rewatched it, it was about 45 minutes or
A
something
little
like that.
shy of the first one, yeah.
Yeah. Although this one felt quicker when I was watching it. This one felt
It was
quicker.
better. This one was a lot better paced, I think, than
Yeah.
the first one.
Uh,
Yeah. This was another one I kind of zoned out of.
But
yeah.
even so, it dragged on a bit and wasn't all that interesting to watch for the most part.
Can someone remind me why Drew kept grabbing his neck? 'Cause I don't know what happened to his neck.
I think that's just his oh me.
He's
I'm
like, oh, my
hot,
neck,
Oh,
oh.
yeah.
So what happened there is he got really thirsty and he needed
He needed more guineas.
some because it's basically just cough syrup, so his throat was a bit itchy, so he needed it. He needed
Okay.
his big bucky.
Also, one thing I had noticed when I rewatched the match is he's like getting a very hairy chest recently.
That's just his
Trying to make
aesthetic.
him look Scottish.
Oh, okay. He's making him more Scottish.
Yeah.
Let's make him more masculine. There you
Okay.
go.
More
Like,
mass.
for, like wrestling stuff, they probably have them all like shave their chest and stuff, so they're letting them grow it in so we can be all hairy Scotsmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like they're gonna have him look like Groundskeeper Willie.
Make all the ladies love him. There you go.
Just like Shawn Michaels.
I mean, Ash likes him, so you know.
I mean, most people like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
The only thing about him I don't like is the sword thing. I think
The sword is
the-
a big
the
gimmicky. It's
claymore.
like, for fuck's sake, you don't need to
Well,
do
it's
that.
the main thing is it's because the Claymore is the name of his finisher, and the Claymore is a Scottish sword. So Vince McMahon thought, put the two and two together, and that's his
Yeah.
entrance.
that sword he has is not a claymore.
It's
Well,
It's what
according
they
to
want
them,
you
it
to
is.
think is a claymore. Yeah. To
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, that's the thing that annoys me about it. Is it's like, oh my god, what are you doing?
You know what? It kills.
It will kill.
It will
yeah.
kill. So
It is
yeah,
forged
this
in the
match,
fires.
if
It
I'm
was made with a Damascus steel coating.
Damascus. So
Don't they say that in every Forge of Fire
Yeah,
episode? Like, I'm
pretty
going to
much.
use a Damascus steel, pattern welding to make this blade. It's going to be great. It's like every time. That's the one they use.
did I upload that one of Seamus in the corner, just like staring into nothing? This one. Here we go.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
there. He's just like having a.
So this happens halfway through the match because Sheamus comes out last because like he's got to deal with Drew. Like he's got like the storyline of I got a rival with Drew, even though like they're meant to be best friends. Like Sheamus just randomly turned on him for no reason. So yeah, randomly halfway through the match, the camera just pans to Sheamus, just doing that, just standing in his cell, like contemplating life while he's there.
He's having a piss. That's what he's at.
Probably, yeah. He's just like, oh,
in the
this is
pub.
bad.
When you're like really drunk in the pub and you like come in.
But then
and
when
you're
when his time comes, he just like suddenly turns around and charges.
just fucking having a piss.
Funnily enough, nobody gets eliminated until Sheamus appears. I mean, I think Sheamus eliminates the first guy, which is Jeff Hardy.
Oh, of course he does.
I think Randy Orton was second elimination, I think. But then yeah, it came down to like, I thought it was going to end up being Drew and Sheamus last. Ended up being AJ and Drew last. Oh, that was the best bit as well. So you must have missed that bit where AJ hadn't actually got counted in. Like he told his bodyguard open the door for me, and he just shoved the door open.
Oh yeah, no, that was really funny. He just ripped it off the plexiglass. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Jeff Hardy was so out of place in that match. He was just kind of on the floor mostly. And then
yeah, that's because he's about old and weak these days.
He's old and fat.
Yeah.
It's not the guy with all the makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makeup all like sweat off him everywhere because he was like hot because he's wearing all those like layers for some reason.
Yep. Well, he has like this weird like sort of miniature style sort of top on. Like like the miniature of like the camo on the shoulders to the weight like to your wrist sort of thing, and then like just full. I don't know how to describe the shirt with the.
No, it's a sports top.
Is it a sports top? Oh, I don't know. It's weird anyway. But yeah,
people wear to the gym.
Yeah. I don't know.
You can get them like printed with like prints on them, so you can get like the Iron Man suit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
So
don't know.
is it meant to stop the sweat or is it?
No, it's just like a windshield.
Oh.
So you don't get like the wind.
Oh, so it's for when you go like cycling and stuff.
Yeah, like that's why I'm like it's kind of weird that
Oh, I don't know.
he wears it for a fight.
Well, it's better than what he used to wear because he used to wear like netting and stuff, like
The
golf
problem is
stuff.
that would just insulate the heat, so it'll keep the heat in, so it'll make him sweat more.
Yeah. Not very comfy. Yeah.
Like it's gonna be really hot under all the lights. That's why the guys are able to like go around like for like an hour and a half, it just wrestling each other because you're moving and there's lights, so it's gonna be really hot. Him coming out with like a bunch of clothes on and like really baggy trousers is gonna be really hot under all those lights and exerting himself.
Oh yeah. Well, Drew did prevail in said victory, and then for like he was doing his.
That's the second one I was right about.
Yeah.
I was right about.
Yeah,
Roman.
I was right on this as well. I think.
I think I picked Drew to be fair because I couldn't.
I think you got the most right.
Did he? Oh, okay.
You had one more than me.
It was Nia Jax. Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Because we didn't get to see the last one because that was on a different day apparently.
The last one. Oh.
Cancelled.
Oh, Asuka.
Yeah. Who won in that one? Because I had Charlotte Flair down for that one.
So apparently Nia Jax won because of the whole tooth incident. Last night. So yeah, last night we had a tag match: Nia Jax and Shayna versus Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Apparently, So
Charlotte Flair and Asuka won?
I don't know. They didn't win, but
I'm confused.
oh no, they didn't have a singles match. They had a tag match against Nia Jax.
Okay.
Yeah, I would disqualify that because it wasn't the match we voted on.
Yeah,
So.
they didn't. They just forgot about that Asuka's gonna have a singles match because Lacey
Yeah.
Evans said that she was pregnant. So
Yeah, this match was, I don't know, the last Hell in a Cell one. Drew won, so yay.
And then we had Bobby Lashley came out, and it's actually been revealed since Sunday night that the reason he came out to beat Drew up is because he was pissed off that he lost his United States Championship. So he decided to come out and beat the crap out of Drew. And then, because of that, apparently he made a deal backstage with the Miz. So if he beat up Drew, Miz would come and cash in, and he'd give Bobby Lashley a title match the night after. But then he didn't do that. He said he had to earn the title shot. So he just basically double.
This annoyed Ash. I remember, didn't
Yeah.
it? The Miz just came out and wrecked Drew after the game, and
Well, that's what you do when you have the Money in the Bank
when he cashed
briefcase.
in the money. Yeah, I know it's what you do, but it's just really kind of scummy the way he went about it, or at least the way it was presented. I think didn't look so good.
I've never liked the Miz personally.
Yeah. Rivalry because it just seemed really fake to me.
Oh yeah.
Well, apparently
it's really forced.
A lot of people are speculating that Bobby Lashley's just going to get the title off the Miz at the next pay-per-view, and then at WrestleMania it'll be Drew versus Bobby Lashley.
That'd be cool. I want to see that actually.
Would be cool to do.
Yeah.
But people, because WrestleMania are going to have a live audience, for wanting Drew to win the title at a live audience. So
yeah,
because he didn't have his shot last year because there was no audience last WrestleMania.
What? Corona.
Yeah. Well, America has different rules, even though they've had 500,000 deaths.
It's in Britain. They're lifting the lockdowns around March and April. They're slowly lifting some of it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, slowly.
Another thing I predicted correctly: the British Prime Minister announced today that our Corona's getting extended until May.
What?
Yep.
That's really stupid.
Yep. And people are getting pissed off.
That's funny because Wales is like starting to get out of theirs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Britain's slowly emerging. I mean, it's mainly because of the vaccines, I think.
Yeah.
But everyone else doesn't have the vaccine. Well, right, okay, this is off topic.
Yeah.
So Miz kicked his ass in a
and
kind of dumb way.
And then that's when we thought that the women's match was going to happen after that. That's why we were confused when after this happened, it went off and went on to Stone Cold's interview with Sasha Banks. We're like, what?
Oh, and that was horrible after the first minute or so.
Yeah,
watching.
we just turned it
I
off.
just turned it off.
I was like, no, this is shit.
I really don't care.
Well, the most horrible bit was the bit wasn't horrible where Stone Cold brought his own beer out, like his own brand beer. The bit Sasha was like, "Oh yeah, I've been wanting this for ages," and she's like, has a little tiny sip and goes, "This is good."
Well, yeah, when she barely drunk it.
Yeah, it's like you didn't get any
taste
taste
of beer, girl.
You probably had the head, if that. You didn't actually drink any of the bear.
Beer. It's not
She
gonna hurt
knows
you.
head.
Yeah, she liked head.
Whoa, fam. That is a yikes right there.
Oh well. No longer PG rating for
Yeah,
this video.
no. Made the assumption there.
Beer head. How about that? Does that help?
Oh, neat. Some beer head.
Anyway,
Right.
before this turns into something we don't want it to turn into, we shall end it here. So, unless there's anything else you want to mention before.
Well, I guess we can all just give our final ratings.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of a shit pay-per-view, honestly. It's just really boring and lame. The Diva match was kind of spicy and interesting, and the Bobby Lashley one, the triple threat, had a sort of a twist ending, I guess they weren't quite expecting, so those are the two positives, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, like, I don't know, 3, maybe a 4 out of 10 overall as a pay-per-view. Not great. Not the worst they've ever done, but not great.
Yeah. Of course.
So, I will give it a 0 to 10. Here's the new
Oh.
season. Homeland out, I would recommend watching that instead.
Whoa, okay, we can't advertise
just
stuff like
used-
that. I'm not getting paid for advertisements.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my opinion on it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just really surprisingly boring for like an
Well,
Elimination Chamber. I never thought that.
That's
could be-
interesting, Cross, because you actually like give the other people like a 4 or 5.
Well, out of all honesty, like the only thing interesting in that was the Whammon fight, where the people were just like it at least seemed real, where they were just beating the hell out of each other. That was somewhat interesting. Everything else was just like, oh, I'm just gonna go and do something else right now. It's like, I don't care.
I just found it more amusing
Like,
the fact
oh,
that
no,
we were only
it's gonna
5 minutes
fail.
in the first match, and Stu was like, "I need to find a book to read."
No, yeah.
That's exactly what I mean. Like it's just so dull. There's no excitement. Like the audience is going crazy, but that's probably because they're being told to do that.
Be cowboy
Or they have like the audio of the audience going crazy, but everyone is just sitting there waiting.
Well, the
I
thing
think
is
that's
that
what they
the
did.
audio is different from the video screens, because the video screens, there's no sound coming
aware.
from them.
I know where.
Yeah.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
annoying.
They're just
What
making
did
that the
Will
audience
think?
is excited.
I thought this is the worst pay-per-view in the last year.
Yeah, I remember you said that last couple of years or so. That was-
Well, the last couple of years have been awful, really, but this one, it's not in the worst pay-per-views, but it's not brilliant. So that's why I said it's the worst I've seen since the pandemic begun.
Worst in recent memory.
Yeah.
Right.
So is it unanimous that go watch fucking Homeland instead?
I mean, I've never watched Homeland, so I'm not telling anyone to go watch
Isn't
it.
it just like NCIS but with an NSA?
We'll talk about it when we're done.
We
Alright.
can review that after.
I was looking for a gimmick. I was.
We should all go watch
know.
Castle. There we go.
Cass?
Fine.
What one's Cat?
Oh,
Oh,
you
that's
mean
that's
Nathan
on with
Fillion.
Nathan Fillion and he's being
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tony, we're being
All right.
Anyway,
And
that's
he launches Counter Strike. Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. before we
if
end up watching
if
it.
you did enjoy this, which I don't know, if you did, great. If you don't, give it a like or a dislike, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Also, smack that subscribe button. Good
Oh
old
yeah.
smack.
So what's next? What's the next?
What's
bit?
next? The next pay-per-view is Fastlane.
All right. Well, we'll
Because
see you
on this bumpy road to WrestleMania,
we'll see
we
you
know-
on the fast lane. Like, yeah.
Feel free to smack my subscribe button.
yes.
Oh.
I have put the image of all 3 of our channels that you are willing to, we want you to subscribe to.
Tolerate.
Yeah, willing to tolerate. Stu does many different types of content, mainly Warhammer, 40k stuff,
Mhm.
occasional Star Wars things. Cross is an archaeologist by heart, so he does his stuff and D&D and Sea of Thieves and other Conan. And
It wasn't Sea of Thieves, but yeah, no, the Conan stuff is on the second channel. I didn't want to bother.
Cross
people with
has
that.
a wide range of content for people to watch.
Wide range of content. The latest video went out today.
Even though Stu has more subscribers than you, but you have more content.
Stu has been doing it longer.
Yeah. But yeah, also, if you do subscribe, make sure to press the notification bell and put it on all, because if you don't get notifications that uploads have happened, which is annoying.
Even so, it doesn't sometimes as well.
Well, even then it doesn't, but even the bell helps sometimes.
Oh shit! Before I forget, so I had a thing earlier when I uploaded the video. There's like I had 3 different accounts post the same like link to a like a virus website earlier.
Yeah.
And I was like, every time it popped up, I was like, nope. And then it popped up again. I'm like, no, from a different account. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So look out for that in the chat. Don't push any buttons if you don't know what
If
it is.
anybody in the comments say, "Hey, want to be my friend," don't reply.
It's probably me.
Yeah, it's probably because so.
Yeah. Do you remember Stu when someone was doing that? and you
Oh
were
yeah.
I'd respond to them.
Oh yeah. No, that was so cringe when that guy just, hey, you want to be my YouTube friend?
No.
I was like, oh yeah, and then he just had no comeback.
Because he was a bot.
Yeah. All right, quick wrap it up.
So as the great Graham Clarkson says on that bombshell. Good night.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.